All right, I'm here with Meital again, talking about cannabis and law, what we do best. You guys enjoy it, so here's the tea.
How are you?
I am good.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. The people have been asking for more legal content,
I
so here
know.
we are.
I know. Well, there was one really interesting thing because last time we talked about employment laws, and then literally like the next day,
Yes.
new employment laws passed. I mean, it's
Yes.
so typical in cannabis.
Yes.
Like I wrote a book. And I was so excited, spent so much time and resources on it, sent it to print, got it on Amazon. 6 months later, like key laws just like
Ugh,
changing, like to put so much time. So I don't even do anything in print anymore. I only
gotcha.
do digital because you have to update it so often. So
Very true.
here we are with the employment laws. And last time we spoke, the law in California was different than
Yes,
it
it
is
was.
now. And that was like
Yes.
maybe a month ago.
Yes. Yeah.
So just recently, the governor signed a bill into law
Mm-hmm.
that would prohibit employers from firing anybody for off-duty cannabis use.
As it should be.
And you can't even use it as a sort of like discriminatory practice in hiring.
Good.
So that's really good news.
That's a good change in direction because nobody's being punished for their weekend alcohol use.
Right.
So why do we care about what somebody's doing on Friday or Saturday night if it doesn't impact what's happening on Wednesday morning? So
Yeah, and currently cannabis is federally illegal, but 37 states have legalized medical marijuana and 18 recreational plus DC.
yeah.
Why are we still, it's a good chunk of Americans living in legal weed
Yeah.
arena. But what do you think about, it's still being used in certain jobs as discrimination?
Government jobs, I get it. It's federally illegal. You are employed by the federal government. So I get those kind of rules. But typically, I think employers should kind of mind their business. People are not enslaved to you. They are not representative of you 24/7. They get to go and have their own life. So if somebody wants to smoke a joint on their porch, mind your business. I mean, almost 40 states have opted in to this plant and receiving it. So it's time to let go of old behavior and evolve our thinking and our actions.
Yeah, it's interesting because with alcohol, you could obviously test if somebody is drunk
Yes.
at that moment, but it
Yeah.
passes really quickly. But with cannabis, it stays in your system for up to 30 days or even potentially longer. And so that's, I think, where a lot of the issues come in.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, in safety sensitive positions in many states, you still cannot consume and you could be fired for testing positive, even potentially off duty.
Okay.
And starting January 1, 2024, a new California law will prohibit employers from penalizing workers for using marijuana outside of work. So it's not effective yet.
Okay.
And
so it'll be in 2023 when that goes?
2024.
2024. Okay.
And the reason for that, I guess, is that they have to develop sort of protocol and even alternative testing methods.
Yes.
So they don't want like the drug test. They want alternative screening methods. So
Yeah.
they're trying to come up with that. And, it's really interesting just, what can go into it. I think, if you have any sort of like driving job, you can still be discriminated against or prohibited because you're driving on federal land quite often. Right? So you have to comply with federal laws.
Gotcha.
So if you're dealing with anything that touches federal law, then that's a different situation, and safety sensitive jobs. That's kind of the trend in America right now.
Okay. I get it. It makes sense. But are we checking for happy hour when people come back from happy hour? Did they have a cocktail or a martini? Like, is that a fireable offense, or is that kind of accepted in the culture to kind of take the edge off? So hopefully we get to a point where, during that lunch break, it's okay that I hit my vape pen or smoked a little.
Yeah.
It might do me better, guys.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it depends on the job,
Yeah. For sure.
Depends on the job. Like me as an attorney, it's probably, better if I'm doing my legal work without smoking.
Correct.
But then sometimes, I've found that it can enhance like my creativity if I have to write a motion or something where I have to sort of expand my mind. And then I'll revisit it, the next morning, make sure it looks okay. But a lot of times I've found that it can increase productivity or increase creativity.
For sure. Write high and edit sober.
Oh.
Yes.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Oh, write high and edit sober.
Yes.
Nice.
Timothy Leary, I think. I have to look that up. All right. So can we talk about how during the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, cannabis consumption use increases? What is that about?
Yeah, so apparently there was a study that was done, and most people report that their cannabis use increases when they are visiting family for the holidays.
Yes.
Can you think of one or two reasons why?
The ceremonial walk with your cousins before dinner.
Totally. I know. I'll never forget. I caught like my favorite auntie and uncle smoking weed one night. I was probably, I don't know how old I was, maybe in my teens. And I walked outside and they were in the car, like hotboxing the car.
Oh, amazing.
And I opened the door and I'm like, hi. And they're like, do you smoke cannabis ever? Like, just like,
oh, no.
deer in the headlights.
Yeah. Hit this, don't tell your mom.
Yeah, exactly. I think that people are stressed during the holidays.
Yes.
So the study showed people are stressed. They have difficult interactions. They, it's meant to be really like fun and wonderful celebratory time, but there's some difficult moments.
That is what we were marketed, but it's always a difficult time. You're reminded of, oh, I'm estranged from my family, or, oh man, these have never been happy times, or I have this burden to get my children presents because it's the end of the year and stores are trying to offload inventory for the new year. And I've been convinced to think that this is tied to Jesus and some freaking holiday when really it's just a corporate scam. And if I don't do it, my kids are going to feel terrible. And that's, so seasonal depression is a thing because I think the holidays are made into this, it's supposed to be like this. And, that would make sense why people are trying to find relief.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are traveling for the holidays, you just want to be very mindful about the laws in the area that you're in or traveling to or leaving from.
Yes.
We've talked about it before, flying with weed.
Oh, like I just flew from Atlanta to LA. And when I got to Atlanta, to my shock, they have these new state-of-the-art X-ray scanning machines. And I'm not playing that game at all. I was like, I don't know what they're going to be able to see with those.
Oh my gosh, that's scary.
Yes.
I mean, this morning I was in court and I'm just like checking my mind, like, what's in my bag? What's in my bag? Like I can just see the headline, like weed lawyer busted in court,
charged with
weed.
Oh no.
Yeah. So wherever you're going, make sure you know what's in your bag. So
seriously. Oh my gosh. Seriously.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But so traveling at any time, no matter if you're going from state to state where it's legal, not legal, you're in federal airspace.
Yeah.
Airport is federal territory, so it is illegal to travel with.
Yeah.
Notwithstanding the fact that, a lot of people have just kind of thrown caution to the wind and travel with it. And then even so anytime you get on an airplane that's federal territory, and driving with weed, you want to make sure that it's in your trunk, out of reach. You're not smoking and driving, so you don't get a DUI. Going across state lines, just be careful that if you're traveling through a state, like if you're going cross country, what happens if you get caught in Arkansas versus Mississippi, or you know what I mean? New York, LA, all different rules. So be very, very careful with that.
Yeah. Very good tips.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the most common, I would say, easier startups to have in the plant touching space is a delivery service. How does one go about starting that?
We, as of late, we've gotten so many more inquiries about delivery services, and specifically, I think, from women. I think women, it's really sort of an easy startup because it's all online. You can go straight to the consumer. And so a lot of people are really interested in it. You do need a license to deliver in the state of California. So there's a delivery license and a distribution license. A delivery license is from the business to the consumer. So think like, an Amazon type of model.
Okay.
Whereas distribution is between businesses.
Okay.
So that's like, the big delivery truck bringing the retailer all of its supplies. So for a delivery business, you have to get a license. You need a physical location that complies with your local area. So the interesting thing about delivery businesses is you can actually deliver anywhere in the state, even if it's illegal in that city. But your home base has to be in a place where you're licensed.
Got it.
And there's lots of rules about like going back and forth and what you can carry in your car, and you have to get an order like every 30 minutes, or you have to return to your home base. And then there's all these like workarounds. Have you seen these like interesting like kiosks?
I do know of a food truck.
You do?
That is a delivery service, yes. And it is legal. They even can, it's actually the Coffee and Kush truck. Super innovative idea, but it's a food truck that parks and they operate as a delivery service. And it's like, first I was like, there's no way. But then when I understood the model, I was like, that's actually pretty brilliant.
I mean, the entrepreneurial spirit just never dies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's unbelievable. But yeah, you can, as long as they're following the rules on their end, you can, order it online and then they can deliver it to you. But they are not supposed to really park and just like wait for another delivery. So they're kind of supposed to be going from delivery to delivery.
Oh, no, I think DCR is definitely making sure they're compliant so they understand, because, you risk your license if this all fails or you're in violation. So absolutely, like you said, an order every 30 minutes, or you pack it up, and
so we call that the ice cream truck model.
Okay.
And it's very popular now. It's like getting really popular, but it is a really nice model because you don't need as much infrastructure, but you have to be connected to a licensed physical.
Correct.
So the car itself cannot be your only.
Correct.
Can't be like a mobile. It has to be an actual physical location. People always like, can I start my weed shop out of my basement? Like, no. Sorry, but no. But yeah, the weed delivery, and then it brings up sort of mailing, because there are these like, have you been involved with any of these like nug clubs, or how does that work?
Delivery.
They deliver it. They don't mail it to you, right? No. Someone told me that they mail it to you, which would be just such a problem.
Companies typically have a runner or a delivery person that physically will bring you your product.
Right. Yeah. And that delivery person has to be an employee of the licensed business.
Yes.
So if you want to open a weed delivery business, you definitely need a commercial location, or you can partner with, another interesting model is you can partner with a licensed dispensary, like a retailer, because a retailer is allowed to do delivery.
Yes.
And as long as you're their employee, or you've checked your boxes on the compliance side, you could kind of partner with them and start a delivery business.
Yeah, for
which
sure.
a lot of people are doing too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty cool to watch. And like you said, the entrepreneurial spirit, and how they're figuring out how to have these different models.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, so it's almost Halloween, and every year since at least I've been a child, the news is always like, make sure to watch out for drugs in your kids' candy. And it's like, nobody's giving out free drugs. And not to kids. Like, they wouldn't even appreciate them. So what is the truth?
Why would they? I mean, I feel like I've heard that story since I was a kid too.
Yeah.
And it's just sensational.
Nobody is doing that. They're so expensive.
Yeah, exactly. They're so expensive. And what mindset is that? Like, I'm just gonna get all these kids really high.
You don't even get to see the reaction. Like, what is the point? Like, literally, when you try to think about it, it's like it does not make sense. And typically, what they have known, what the research shows, is that kids who accidentally get into their parents' stuff, it's an easy way for parents to say, "Oh, my kid was poisoned," when typically it's happening from a family member or a close relative.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, if you're showing up to the hospital, and your kid
accidentally ate your edibles.
Yeah. What else? I mean, what
your
else
brownies.
Are you gonna say?
Yeah. Was there somebody poisoned?
It was this Halloween candy. I don't know.
No, absolutely not. It's typically the people closest to the child. So for me as a parent, I know that I have to be extra cautious around Halloween and keep anything that looks like candies or gummies or something that they would want out of reach, because it's truly like a snack candy time.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you do anything fun with your kids on Halloween?
We typically go trick-or-treating. It's usually that's around the time it starts to get cold at night in California.
Yeah.
So it's not for long. They also like to help pass out candy. So we do both.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I've kind of tried to get rid of trick-or-treating.
Okay.
I don't really enjoy it. Maybe
I don't either.
I don't enjoy it.
Okay, so when I lived in Michigan, it's freezing when you're trick-or-treating. So the parents always have like boxes of wine for the parents, grab a little thing of wine.
Oh, that's cute.
Or like hot beverages that are also alcohol infused. And it was like totally like I feel your pain.
Oh, we should do that. If there was alcohol like at the house.
You know, I might do that this year. Have a little gift for the parents.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, little Sutter Home bottles, I guess, was what they were giving out.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Yeah, the last couple of years, probably because of COVID too, but we did like a Halloween party at a friend's house or at our house or whatever. Yeah. And I just thought that's like way better. Yeah. And you could just buy a ton of candy. Yeah. And just get,
it's safer. You don't feel weird just stepping onto somebody's property. Like my Ring camera's probably going to die on Halloween.
From all the others.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Are you going to dress up for anything?
I think I'm going to be Hermione from Harry Potter.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. I never know what to be.
Yeah. Well, my kids kind of want to do the Power Rangers theme.
Oh, that's cute
potentially, I might be the Yellow Ranger.
You'd be an amazing Power Ranger or an amazing Hermione.
You know, I've done the Power Ranger thing a few times in childhood. It might be time to bring it back.
I feel like I've just done Superwoman every single year.
I mean, I'm not mad at it.
Or not Superwoman, Wonder Woman.
I can see it. Yeah, I can totally see that. Yeah.
We're always the superhero family. Even the dog. We put him in like a little Robin costume. And
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we have for this episode. We'll be making another one soon because, like Meital mentioned in the beginning, the laws are always changing.
Always changing.
Until next time, peace.